Field Level Football Podcast of the West Coast. We're about to get started on tonight, man. I'm excited. So, waiting on CT to hop on, man. CT having to fix his camera right now, but I got Quan to my left or my right, depending on how you looking at it. He that way. Quan, what's going on with you, man?
Man, I'm having a long day, man. Long day, but can't complain, one day at a time. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm excited about this episode on tonight. Giving a little bit of backstory to some of the field level family. Quan was not on Sunday night. With that being said, from Sunday to Wednesday, Quan has had a lot to say about what took place on Sunday night. So I'm excited for tonight's show, simply being because I'm interested in what you got to say tonight, brother.
Hey, a lot of facts was said over the last few days. I don't know about a lot of just stuff. A lot of facts.
A lot of stuff was said over the last couple days. So we're gonna let that kind of happen how it happens. Rob, you might want to stick around, Rob. I see you. What's going on, Rory? How's it going to you?
What up, Rory? Rob, what's up?
Rob said what's going up was good, fam. Rob, you might want to stick around for a little while. I have a funny feeling that things are going to get a little interesting tonight. Just off rip. Like, you know what I'm saying? Off rip. CT, what's going on with you, boss, man? CT, how you doing, man? All right, CT, can't hear me, but you're going to hear me in a minute. But anyway, I think it's going to be a nice show tonight. A lot to get to. We went through another week, Quan, where nobody won the field level merch, man. Another week when nobody won the field level merch. I'm trying to get this merch out. I'm thinking that maybe
stipulations.
Yeah. I'm thinking about maybe doing the person that gets the most games right.
Yeah, we do it like that.
Yeah, we're gonna do the person that gets the most games right instead of doing it as the person that gets all the games right. Because not everybody can be, me. But
that's what we do.
Rory, I know. Rory, I tried to tell you, Rory. Rory says I was done on Thursday. I understand. We are faithful, but we also got to be realistic. Faithful and realistic at the same time. I think, Quan, you picked the Green Bay Packers too. You picked the Niners too, didn't you?
I did, and unfortunately, see, this is why I need to just go with my heart, because my heart should never go. My heart should never go for that red. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me down for sure.
You tripping? Don't do too much. You went too far.
Oh, my bad.
CT, you got us now or what?
Yeah, I'm on, bro. What's going on?
All right, there we go, man. Just checking in with you, chiming in, trying to see how you doing. I was telling the people, a lot has been said over the group chat,
Yeah.
So I wanted them to know that, shout out to the wallpaper,
yes, sir.
Field level.
Ooh.
But a lot has been said, so we're gonna jump right into it tonight. Quan, what I'm gonna do tonight is, because you weren't on Sunday, opening up tonight's show, I'm gonna allow you an opportunity to maybe get some stuff off your chest, say something to the people. However way you want to go about it. I'm gonna allot you a couple minutes at the start of the show, to do your thing. So, Quan, the floor is yours, my friend.
I know we have a lot to talk about. There's some news. We are, I guess, officially now at the halfway mark of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But let me just stick to the main issue I have with you and my bro CT over this past couple days. The main issue, and we can go into details if you want after I state it. Shout out to Rob, because Rob definitely let it be known on our Field Level Twitter. So make sure y'all follow us on Twitter at the Field Level 1. He sent y'all a screenshot.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
A freeze frame, as you
freeze frame.
Right, as you stated. And this was right after the game. And CT already said I didn't watch, the entirety of the game, but this is why you got to do your Googles. And
don't come for CT like that early.
No, this is at both of y'all. I love both of y'all, but I'm getting at both of y'all.
Come with it.
You got to check the YouTube highlights or whatever, because you would have seen the freeze frame that he showed y'all that was showed on replay during the game and on all the highlights you can find on YouTube. And clearly, the receiver for the Chargers, if y'all don't know, we're talking about the Raider versus Charger game.
Wait,
the dude.
Wait, before you finish,
go ahead.
Might as well let's show the people what we're talking about.
Your NFL touchdowns.
Well, he's got the ball there. The knee is down. That equals 2 feet. But is that?
He caught it from that
Okay,
angle.
go ahead.
But then after that, they showed the other angle where it was clear as day that he dropped the ball. Clear.
Let me just say this. You said that we were sending a screenshot. I don't have the screenshot, so I still haven't seen it. Thank you.
Okay, well, see, that's why 2 days ago. See, CT, this is why I'm gonna need you to turn your alerts on the Twitter, because I tweeted both of y'all after Rob put it in there, and I tagged both of y'all like, "Hey, Rob, they need to see what's going on." Go ahead, Pat.
Only look at positive comments, sir. Only positive.
I appreciate that. The only thing I want to say is football played in freeze frames or is it played in real time? I'm having a hard time understanding. I think personally, the play that you're talking about, the Raiders versus the Chargers game, where the Chargers should have won that game. The play that you're talking about, or that we're calling into question in this moment, I still believe that it was a catch. In my eyes, it was a catch. Greg was good. In my eyes, it was a catch. He got 2 feet down and a knee. Went to the ground with the ball in his hand. The ground caused the fumble. But in any other play, the ground can't cause a fumble. But anyway,
no. This is where you're wrong now. This is where you're wrong.
The ground can cause fumbles.
Hold on. This is where you're wrong, Greg. You don't got a dog in this fight. You're a Viking fan, so I need your perspective. But anyway, this is where you're wrong. You can't say the ground cannot cause a fumble. But in this situation, he wasn't running. So it's not a fumble to be had. This is he jumped in the air, right? He caught the ball in the air, but on coming down, when you are coming down, you have to control the ball through the catch while you're going down, right?
Right. So I got a question for you. Just like Rory said, was River Craycraft a catch? In my eyes, that was a catch, 2 feet, went to the ground, lost ball. But my question is, what's the difference between that and this?
First and goal from the 3, tipped and grown.
What's the difference?
The difference is Rob Gronkowski caught it. He took 2 steps. Therefore, since he listen, he caught the ball. He took 2 steps. After he takes 2 steps, he is considered a runner. But since he has already crossed the end zone, crossed the goal line, took 2 steps, the play's over. The play's over.
How many steps did he take?
It looked like he took 2. Right?
It looked like he took 2.
Your NFL touchdowns.
Well, he's got the ball there. The knee is down. That equals.
Is Pat? The difference is he's coming out of the air. He's coming down. So when you're going down,
and how many feet touched?
It doesn't matter because you're in the air coming down. Are you serious? I can't believe you don't know. I can't believe you don't know this, bro.
I know it.
No, listen.
I know it.
The bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. And I want you. Okay, it's a yes or no question. CT, you can answer this too. If you're going to the ground,
right,
in the process of a catch, if you're going to the ground, don't you have to control the ball even if you hit the ground? Yes or no?
That's what the rule says.
Okay, stop. That's what the rule says. So after you saw the real angle of the Chargers and Raiders game, when he hit the ground, did he control the ball the full way? Yes or no?
Can't say he did.
So then it's not a catch then. Bottom line, Pat, you can try to give up you can give up all these angles that you want. He didn't catch it, bro.
My question is this. My man, you said what?
2 feet down, secured it, only moved once it hit the ground.
Right. So what's the difference then? I have to ask this question because this is where it gets a little interesting for me. What's the difference? You have to keep possession through the catch. He didn't do that. Yeah.
Thank
you.
Right,
but okay. What's the difference between when a gentleman is running to the right, extends the ball over the pylon, gets hit as the ball goes over the pylon, ball goes flying after he gets hit after it went over the pylon. What is the difference between that and getting, watch this, let me finish. Getting 2 feet down, a knee and an elbow before
He
the
did-
ball moved.
The difference is the example you just said is of a player running with the ball to the pylon, right?
Right.
Right. So he's running. He's running. He's not in the process of catching. He already has the ball. And look, I don't agree with that. But the rule is if you're in the process of a catch, especially if you're in the air coming down, you have no feet when you're in the air, right? So when you're coming down off of making the catch in the air, you have to control the ball if you go to the ground. When you're a running back or if you're running and you dive towards the pylon, they make different rules for that. That's just what it is.
So if I have 2 feet down with possession, a knee on top of my 2 feet with possession, an elbow on top of my 2 feet and my knee with possession, and the ball pops out after all of that happens, I did not have possession.
But you have to be specific. You're saying I have 2 feet down. You have 2 feet down, but you were in the air coming down. So if you were coming down and you end up falling, look, none of this would have happened if the dude wouldn't. After he jumped in the air and caught the ball, when his feet hit the ground, if he didn't fall, this would be no conversation. It would be a catch and then a fumble. But since he's falling on the ground, he lost control of the ball. It is what it is. And last point that we can move on. The key part of all of this is the call on the field was a touchdown. And I agree with that. Because in real time, it looked like a touchdown. But this is why they have replay. Because they had, for sure, 100% evidence that he didn't control the ball.
Yeah.
And I can tell you don't believe it because you're stuck in your ways. But if you watch the rule book, like CT said, the rule says that's what the rule says.
The rules say.
So
I know what the rules say.
If the rules say what it says,
I know what the rules say.
Then why are we talking it? You just stubborn.
Because
stubborn.
I'm mad. Because I'm mad about what happened.
And it's low-key debatable too, because you, like we alluded to on our comment line, think about Dez Bryant in that situation. Think about Calvin Johnson. There's been a few occasions where, yes, it technically is a rule, but it doesn't really look like that's the right way to go.
But he had possession in the end zone, right. Rory. I just want to point that out. He did have possession of the ball in the end zone.
So you said Dez Bryant and you said Calvin Johnson. If there's one thing that's in common between those two and this one that we just talked about, all these players are in the air when they catch the ball, and then they're all falling down trying to maintain possession. Maybe if these receivers will stop falling and just stay on their feet, we wouldn't have this problem.
Right. Okay, cool. Anyway, because I'm gonna let you have it. Y'all got the win, y'all got the W when y'all shouldn't have.
Get used to that too.
Should.
Go ahead. Told you I'm on y'all line today. Y'all been bugging me all week. I'm tired of seeing it. Shout out to Rob too.
Y'all not like that to be saying that to me. Y'all not like that.
We like that right now.
Don't make it seem like y'all like that. Like y'all cool. Y'all not like that. Like y'all like. I'm gonna say y'all like the.
Y'all not the guy, bro.
Y'all like the Carolina Panthers. Like y'all not like that. Like that.
Don't do it like that because they 3-5. Man, they 3-5. We 5-3. Get it right.
Oh my! What a difference! What a difference!
What you mean? 5-3 is not a difference from 3-5.
Literally one game between y'all being the same record.
2 games.
One. Because if y'all lost one and they won one, y'all be 4-4. I mean,
we'll be 5-4 and they be 4-5.
One game different. Anyway, let's get to it tonight, man. Y'all ready?
Let's get to it.
Let's get in on tonight. I think we're gonna open up tonight with one thing that we were talking about earlier. As far as like what we're going to look at doing and how we wanted to make it happen tonight. I think it'll be a good thing to do. I just want to jump right in. Y'all know I have a segment on here called On the Field in the Stands. I want to jump into that real quick because I'm passionate about who I got in the stands tonight. So I want to hop on that. On the field, I got to say this on the field. I'm doing my on the field first. On the field, I think I've been very critical of them. I said that they have not looked as good as they have in past years. Over the last 2 years, they are not that same team. However, I went and I checked the record. I checked the stat book. Right now, on the field, I got to put Patrick Mahomes on the field. I think it's a crazy feat that he's having right now. 25 touchdowns to just 1 interception. I know he didn't play last week, but I just began to recollect on how good he's been this year. And to have 25 touchdowns with 1 interception Patrick Mahomes, my hat's off to you. I'm looking forward to what he'll be able to do in the next coming weeks going forward. All right. With that being said, in the stands, I gotta say this. I tried my best to defend the San Francisco 49ers, right?
Yes, sir.
In the signing of Eric Armstead and the trading of DeForest Buckner. I tried my best to defend the decision. I've put out a bunch of different scenarios as far as it wasn't between Armstead and Buckner. It was more so between Buckner and Kittle. But Eric Armstead needs to not be in the stands, but he needs to be in the parking lot.
Oh, let's go.
Put him on the put him on, the little train that run in front of the stadium, have him wait right there for the next streetcar to come and send him. I don't know where you're going to send him, just send him somewhere. Eric Armstead, I'll share this with you. Eric Armstead has not gotten a full sack since week 2. 2 months ago, Eric Armstead has not gotten a sack in 2 months. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. Eric Armstead has not gotten a sack in 2 months. Not only has he not gotten a sack in 2 months, he has not been effective. He has not been nothing. I haven't even seen Eric Armstead pop on film at all, in no way, shape, or form. He got 20-something sacks. 20-something tackles. He just isn't being a game changer right now. He isn't being a game disruptor. One of the great things that he did last year was he put other guys in position to get sacks, even though his numbers weren't great. If you watch the film, a lot of the sacks that Bosa and Buckner and D Ford had was because of the pressure that Eric Armstead put up the middle that forced the quarterback to scramble out and run into those other sacks. He has been absolutely terrible. Put him in the stands.
Oh no, the parking lot.
The streetcar stop.
Oh man, hey, I'm very happy to hear that. I'm very happy because I've been kind of about to book their whole situation. Anyway, I'm very happy to hear that. I'm gonna go like this, man. On the field, I'm gonna have to say Cleveland Farrell. Cleveland Farrell is playing very well. He got a sack last week. I know that's been the big knock on him being, the Raiders' first overall pick when they had him drafted 2 years ago, and everybody was shocked. They thought it was a little high. And no lie, I thought it was too when we drafted him. But then just knowing how our defense is ran and our scheme and everything, he's a true defensive end. He's one of those. He's a defensive end that's going to stop the run. And this year, he's been stopping the run, but he's being recognized by it. Over the broadcast of the Raiders versus Chargers game, the announcer mentioned how he's near the tops as far as D linemen and stopping the run with tackles for loss and stuff like that. And now he's finally starting to rear in the form as far as pass rush. So I want to give some love to him. Mm-hmm. And then are we allowed to do widespread in the stands, or we just talking about the teams that we
just cover? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, because I see some in the comments that it's kind of widespread. So let's go ahead on and do it.
Okay. Widespread, man. I think the front office, including the coach of the Redskins, Washington football team, they need to be in the stands with me.
You got to be PC.
My bad. Yeah. The Washington football team. They got to be in the stands with me, man, because Ron Rivera is really sticking to his guns as far as, I'm still going to start Alex Smith because we got a chance to win the division. Man, you had the same chance when Haskins was in there. And what's crazy is they only got 2 wins. One of the wins is from Haskins. So that's true. So you over here, and
that's a good point.
I hope
shout out to you for that one.
I hope Kyle Islands, he had a nasty leg injury. I hope he heals up well. And trust me, we all like seeing Alex Smith play because of what he had to go through to get back. So I'm not.
Shout out to Alex on that first touchdown.
Shout out to Alex. No knock on him. I'm not even going to hold the 3 picks you threw against you. You ain't played in a long time. But Haskins deserves to be in there right now to save the season.
What will be interesting to see is that if Haskins is even the number 2 coming up. I'm
He
interested to
is.
see.
He is.
Are you sure?
He already came out and said Haskins is going to be the backup.
Okay. All right.
But
All
he
right,
should.
CT.
But he shouldn't be the backup though. But go ahead, CT, take it away.
CT, it's on you.
All right. If it's widespread, on the field, Bills Mafia, Josh Allen,
Mafia
them boys is
went
playing
crazy.
now. Really impressed with what they were able to do with Seattle. Seattle defense not spectacular, but just what they were able to do against Russell Wilson. So that Bills defense definitely on the field, in the game, live, feeling what they were able to do. Stands, I mean, there's so many options you can go here. I will choose our good friends, the Denver Broncos. I don't know where they're at. I have hopes for them. I know that they're young and they're going to go through growing pains, but I need to see more. I need to really be assured that it's really lock gang and not
Lock gang.
or a lock that we can pick. I'm not sure yet. So
Don't be disrespectful.
Okay,
Don't be disrespectful.
hey, but if I put them in the stands, I got to go there.
Don't
So-
be disrespectful. Not with my boy Drew.
It's either
Yeah.
gang or that lock getting picked, but he got to figure it out.
I like that though.
Lock gang.
It is lock gang, but I like that little swag.
It's
you
lock
put
gang
on
to
there,
the
okay?
death of me,
I
man.
like that.
All right, so on the field for the field level family, both Miles and Greg says Dalvin Cook needs to be on the field. And Miles also added Mike Evans in the stands.
Okay, stop right there.
That's
Stop
right.
right there. Means, are you serious right now? Okay. If he's saying Mike Evans need to be in the stands because Marshawn Lattimore will be putting the cuffs on him, then that's fine. But if you're going to say just because of his production, I'm going to need some clarity because Tom Brady was buns.
Tom Brady played quarterback like me. Tom Brady played quarterback like me on Sunday. It was pretty bad.
Oh, it was buns. It was so bad.
So Greg also comes back and says Dalvin Cook is on the field and the whole Bucs organization in the parking lot. All right. Rory comes back and says Houston leadership needs to be fired. They already done fired their coach. They fired a highly respected and beloved writer for posting about Kamala Harris becoming VP elect. Wow. I didn't even know that, Rory. Oh, Rory, you just bought that. You bought that season.
See, Houston needs to stay in their lane.
That's an owner issue, though.
Houston need to stay in their lane with football for sure.
All right, that's out of control. I didn't even know about that, Roy. You got me over here feeling some type of way.
Yeah,
Kamala
cool.
Harris gets elected and they fire dude for writing about it. That's crazy. Well, I'm assuming that Miles was talking about Mike Evans because of his performance against Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, he got his number.
Yeah, he definitely has his number. I'm over here kind of contemplating between the two, y'all. I'm thinking about either doing a rant right now or going into what we were talking about as far as mid-season stuff. Which one should we go with now, y'all?
Well, I think you want to go with rant because rant's usually at the end, but you bringing it up now, so you must be ready to go.
I gotta go with the rant. My quick rant, y'all, and y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. And Roy, thank you for providing all of the information about that. I'm gonna definitely look at that whole situation and see how I feel about it. But my rant of the week is simple. I got a rant against the NFL schedule makers. I understand that COVID hit and some things changed and some things went awry. But is it safe to say the Kansas City Chiefs is one of the hottest teams in football?
Hottest
Safe to
team?
say.
Yeah.
Safe to say.
Yeah.
You give a coach like Andy Reid and one of the hottest teams in football 2 straight bye weeks.
They got a bye week? Mm-hmm.
They got a bye week this week.
Yeah.
They had a bye week this week. They had a bye week last week.
They didn't play last week?
No.
You get 2 bye weeks now?
Yeah, that's true.
What?
I saw that.
So I'm trying to figure out, what was that about for the simple fact that when you give a team like that is hot, Super Bowl champion, if you was going to do that for anybody personally, I probably would not have done that. Actually, they did play last week. I take that back. I take it back.
Yeah, I could have sworn they played last week.
Yeah, I'm tripping. They played the Panthers.
Right.
It's been a long week.
And it ain't even over.
It's been a long week. And they said it was Wednesday. I'm hurting. All right, I don't have no rant no more.
Okay. Okay.
That boy messed up.
All right. So look, I have somewhat of a mini rant, but then I have a question I want to follow. First, my question rant is to you two and to our fans out there. Is tanking? I know the players never want to tank because the players are playing for their paycheck week to week, year to year, so they don't tank. But is tanking really a thing? Because
Never.
the Jets were playing the Patriots, right? Last week. Or
Right.
the game that just passed.
Right.
And the Jets was really dominating the game in the first half, right?
Uh-huh.
So why in the second half? I mean, it's one thing if New England was just adjusting, but it looked like the Jets kind of took their foot off the gas because they was like, nah, bro, we're not finna win this game, bro.
Hey, but isn't that a testament? Isn't that a testament to how bad the New England Patriots are? Like the Jets have to take their foot off of the gas for the New England Patriots to win. That's terrible.
Hey,
that's terrible.
Hey, Cam had a bounce back game, but I was listening to the game, and on one of the throws that he threw in the dirt 10 yards short of the receiver, the announcer said what I've been telling y'all the whole time. Cam's mechanics is horrible.
I'm gonna bring up Rory's right quick. I'm sorry, y'all. Right. How about the ridiculousness of the 49ers Packers game not getting postponed? Why could that game not be moved to Monday or Tuesday? They've been over backwards to move the Steelers and Titans games.
Because the Steelers and Titans was a better game. Y'all was gonna get blown out either way, man. My bad.
No, I don't believe that to be true. But that would definitely come from a Raider fan that never won nothing. That's finally starting to win something. That's getting a little cocky about it. Right. Exactly. That's why. Sometimes that's why the Raiders fans. That's why I don't like y'all sometimes, because y'all get cocky, y'all get arrogant about the success that you're currently having when you guys literally have not won a Super Bowl since John Madden was your coach. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear about it. You stay in your lane. I'll stay in mine. We're winners. Y'all losers. The blowout wouldn't have been as bad. It was 34-17. When you have your starting left tackle, both your starting receivers, and you just feel a little bit better about the whole situation in its entirety. True. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, neither here nor there. But anyway, CT, I'll give you the floor.
Rant. That's a good
I will say the Patriots need to start thinking about tanking though to get Trevor. But go ahead.
Yeah. Rant. Honestly, it's there's too much that I feel a certain way about. You know, this season, that game. You know, the playing that Thursday game. I don't think that was the right call, and I don't mean that because of the Niners. I would say that for any team.
Right.
I feel like all of it's in the comments right now. Like, you know, the writer being fired.
Yeah.
One thing that I won't say it's a rant, but I think it's interesting. You know, they shouted out Mike Tomlin last week for basically having the most wins as a black coach. And then it was brought up like, where does he rank just among coaches? Why don't we just look at it that way instead of just referring to him being like the leader of black coaches now? Because he overtook Tony Dungy as far as the number of wins. And, you know, I could appreciate perspective and just really, you know, calling for what it is. He is one of the most winning coaches in the NFL actively. Let's treat it as such. We don't need to always dive into the detail. Let's respect him for what he does best at his craft and not necessarily what he looks like and holding the title of his, you know, of what he does. So that's all I got on that one.
All good. That's all it takes. Go ahead.
Wait, this was my real rant. I really hope somewhere down the line, me, my brother Pat, my brother CT, and a couple of other guys who we trust can really get together and make our own analytics brand, because Pro Football Focus is really getting on my nerves, and they're terrible about their grading. They don't even have Patrick Mahomes as like the number one quarterback right now with all the numbers you just read off. I guess when you set the bar so high, no one cares about what you do after that.
Right.
Yeah, man.
I'm really tired of Pro Football Focus. That's my real rant. I really don't like them going forward. I really don't.
If it's based off of what you've done for me lately, you can tell that there are some people involved in that don't really know what the game is, in the right way. You got people that have played the game. You got people that are, currently playing. You know when you see it.
Bro,
when you see it. I feel like they
go ahead.
That so much. And think about it, just like for when they vote for Hall of Fames in various sports, a lot of the people that are on the, able to vote, the voting have never played or had real experience.
It's writers, man.
PFF is the same, essentially. I don't know how many of them have played, but you can tell that there's definitely some discrepancy there.
Bro, they got a metric called turnover worthy plays. What is that?
I don't even know what that means.
Most quarterback who throws the most catchable balls. Why?
That's just based on eyesight. Who cares?
Yeah, you got a point right there. But I want to jump into something tonight, man. I want the Field Level family. I want y'all to chime in here tonight too, as we get ready to jump in this. We're a little bit over halfway through the season, so we want to talk about a couple things on tonight. We want to talk about the biggest surprise. What team has surprised you the most at this point in the season? On to the contrary of that, what team has let you down? And then what team has kind of had you just feeling neutral, like whatever, I don't really care. It doesn't really do too much for me, neither here nor there. I have to say, man, one team that definitely let me down a lot, and it sucks that I would even say this, but probably the biggest team that let me down was the Dallas Cowboys. And I think it was, a lot of it due to injury. If I could say two teams, I would say either the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. I think the Cleveland Browns had high hopes coming into this season to be able to finally make the playoffs and really make something happen in the playoffs, and just did not have – it's not looking like that's going to be a reality. So I definitely would say that those two teams in particular, even up until the point to where Dak was there, I think that they were still disappointing even when Dak was there. So this isn't just something to be said now that Dak has gotten hurt. I think that they were just a team that just had a high level of expectation coming into this year. There was a lot of Super Bowl talk, and they just let it down. And I have to say also on top of that is, San Francisco 49ers. I mean, call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? The amount of injuries that we have, I understand that. But when you talk about expectation compared to realization, you have to say that they're a letdown. You know what I mean? The biggest surprise for me, I'm gonna be honest. I gotta say that the Las Vegas Raiders, definitely a big surprise for me. Did not see them getting out to the start that they did. So that's one team that I throw in to the surprise factor. But also, and I know they're not doing the best, but I have to talk about them. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins are just winning games. It isn't like a situation where it's the Miami Dolphins of old. These guys are ultra competitive. They're playing at a very high level. Like I said, they've beaten teams, the likes of the Rams, the Cardinals, the Niners. They already took down, most of the NFC West. And I'm interested to see kind of how they look moving forward. I honestly believe that if the Bills take a step back at all, the Miami Dolphins can win the AFC East. And I definitely can see that happening. A team that kind of has me neutral, like not really high, not really low. And I say neutral when I say neutral, and I use that word, I guess it's a team that kind of is on the precipice of breaking that ceiling for me, that can potentially make something happen down the line. Definitely would have to say the Los Angeles Chargers. I do like the Los Angeles Chargers. I like the way that they're playing football. I think if that defense ever gets it and it starts to click on the defensive end, you're looking at a team that could definitely play spoiler down the road a little bit and can make some things happen. So I'm going to go, like I said, Dallas and San Francisco let down, Miami and who did I say?
The Raiders.
Miami and of course you remember that. Miami and the Raiders are somewhat of a surprise, and Los Angeles kind of being my neutral team. Quan, I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Well, we'll start off with neutral, and I like that we're going widespread with this, so we can really dive into a couple of other teams. Neutral. I really don't care too much for the Ravens, bro. I really don't care. I really
That
don't
was a
care
good
too much
one.
for the Ravens. I was having a conversation with my boy earlier. We were at work about Lamar Jackson. I'm neutral on him too as an individual. Like there's a few quarterbacks that I would take over Lamar if I had to. He's dynamic and all of that, but there's a reason why Hollywood Brown, after their not last week because they just beat the Colts, but when they lost to the Steelers, there's a reason why he came out and said, for lack of better words, I want the ball. You're not gonna get the ball over there, bro. Lamar is seeing from hash to hash mark. That's it. If you on the outside of them hashes, sorry.
Oh no, you ain't getting that, Rock. You better be seam and slant all day.
That's it. So, but anyway, I don't want to go too much. But yeah, I'm neutral on the Ravens. A team that I'm surprised with. You mentioned the Raiders already. I was gonna say them, but I'll mention Derek Carr. Derek Carr. Everybody gave him a lot of heat. I know I did, but it was more so just as a fan of the team. Mm-hmm. He doesn't scramble and make plays. He doesn't extend plays. He's scared in the pocket or he's super check down guy. Well, he's starting to prove a lot of them people wrong, and he's not Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't have the 25 touchdowns right now, but he does have 16, and he only has 2 picks on the year. Mm-hmm. So he's playing very well for us. Another team that I'm surprised by, I am really, really surprised by the Steelers. I did not think that they would come back like this. Ben coming off an injury to his throwing arm. And, of course, the argument was, well, who did they beat? They beat the Eagles and they beat all these other teams. Well, now look who they beat. They beaten the Ravens, who's credible. They, the Browns. I mean, the Browns got Baker Mayfield, but as a team, they still got 6 wins. So they're playing who's on their schedule and they're winning. Even the team they should have lost to, which was the Cowboys, they found a way to beat a bad team when they didn't bring their A game. That's how you know that they're a good team. Let down the Vikings off top. I'm let down by them. They were in the NFC Championship game last year. Now we could say I don't know how they got there.
Touche.
The only piece they lost was Diggs, and you replaced them with Jefferson, who's doing just as good. He's not just as good.
Nah,
as
don't
Diggs
do
yet.
that. Don't do. I'm about to say, don't do that.
I take it back. You see, I caught myself. But he's doing the best out of all the rookie receivers. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say you don't miss Diggs that much when you're getting good production from him. But that's the only piece you're missing. You got your quarterback. Cook is there. You got Irv Smith. You got Thielen. Your whole line is still there. So y'all are a disappointment off top. I'm not gonna pile on the Cowboys. They suck. And the Jets is I can't even get my thought out. The
Jets?
Yeah, they suck, man.
Yeah, don't talk about them, bro. Don't even keep it pushing. Just gonna keep it pushing, bro.
CT, you go ahead.
CT, it's on you, man. Surprise, let down, neutral, man. Surprise, let down, neutral. It's on CT.
Surprise. I like the Steelers. You definitely took that out of my hat. I'll give the Colts some love too. 5-3. Is that their record right now?
Yep.
I didn't see that coming. I thought that, Phillip was kind of that stopgap and they probably have a horrible year. But defensively, man, Leonard is a beast. I think Miles mentioned him on a pod not too long ago. But Miles Leonard is a problem, man. Is it Miles Leonard? No, that's not his name. Darius Leonard.
Yeah, Darius Leonard.
Yep. Miles Leonard is a basketball player. My bad. Darius.
And that would even be Myers Leonard, but go ahead.
Exactly. It doesn't even matter. But he's a beast, man. He's definitely in that conversation as one of the top linebackers. They got Defoe, and Defoe is actually catching on right now, catching his groove. Super jealous about that.
I'm about to say, don't even say that to me, man.
ACT.
Yeah. Real
quick, and I'm gonna let you get back. Did you see Phillip Rivers on that interception he threw? In fact, you saw it.
You got that?
I did.
He threw that pick, and the Raven dude was running it back, and Phil was the last line of defense, and bro tripped over his own feet, and then dude jumped over him for no reason. He didn't even have to do that. He saw him on the ground and said, "F it, I'm gonna do it."
Yeah, cat.
Go ahead, bro.
Disappointment. I'm gonna start with Houston.
Oh,
I know they fired their coach, but I just expected a lot more, man. You got Deshaun Watson, one of the more young, dynamic quarterbacks in the league. David Johnson is a shell of himself, but
Yeah, it's
you
unfortunate.
know, I get that. You got decent enough receivers, man. Will Fuller's probably the healthiest I've ever seen him. Cooks is still pretty good. I know he's been traded a few times, but he's okay.
Does this suck that I'm not really a Will Fuller fan?
Yeah, because he's pretty dope.
He's not available very often.
I'm not a Will Fuller. I look at Will Fuller like Willie Snead in his prime.
Oh my gosh,
Willie Snead was
disrespectful.
nice for like 2 years.
That's Will Fuller. That's straight up. Like, I can't lie to you. You know, that's my opinion. Who am I to judge?
The second team, as far as disappointment, where was it? The Vikings for sure. I don't know what they're doing. I like Mike Zimmer as a coach. He's always been a strong defensive-minded coach, but they're just not playing well for him. Without Dalvin Cook and a couple other pieces, man, I just feel like this team ain't really got much. And considering that they were not necessarily a contender, but definitely upper echelon in the NFC,
For sure.
just fall off like that, it's weird. And I mean, at the same time, I'm not mad about it because I've never been a Kirk Cousins fan. So this kind of validates some stuff for me. So I kind of get a nice high off of this, but at the same time, Mike Zimmer deserves better. He needs his players playing better than what they are.
Kirk Cousins played football like Elvis Gerback.
Oh, let me bring this up real quick.
Don't do it.
They had Steve Young on KMBR. And if you guys remember, Steve's replacement was supposed to be first-round pick Jim
Druckenmiller. Mm-hmm.
So Steve, he didn't practice one day. He was getting iced up. And Tim McDonough walked in. He was one of our safeties back in the day, solid. And they were tight. So Steve Young was like, how did the kid look today? Tim was like, I ain't going to lie to you. He was terrible. Right? And they go outside to the locker room, and Jim Druckenmiller's looking for his playbook. Like, Walsh called me in, man. I can't find my playbook. Dude, where is it? And it's like, dude, this dude is an idiot, bro. Like, we had Joe Montana. We got Steve Young right now, and this is supposed to be next?
Man, Druckenmiller.
I had his card, too. So disrespectful. Neutral. I think the Chargers are good. Very neutral on Baltimore because, Quan, I got to contest you a little bit because you got to think about this. And actually, Steve made me think about this because they talked about Lamar Jackson on the show. And he had
What'd they say?
So
I'm going to tell you right now, CT, if you say something crazy, I'm coming for you. Go ahead,
whatever. Lamar Jackson, they drafted him, and they drafted this guy from Louisville that did all these things, that dynamic air raid, kind of, fancy, dual threat, Mike Vick 2.0, and they went all in on that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, and the thing is, his development has been stunted. And I mentioned this before because Greg Roman isn't a great quarterback developer from at least what I see, at least recently. When you look at what he did with Cap and you're looking at what he's doing with Lamar, not good at really developing the quarterback.
Okay.
So I think that they've given – it's been a hindrance to him to rely on just what he did well in college and not develop him to be a pocket passer and to really develop, the way they need him to. So I'm not saying he can't do it. It is disappointing because some of the onus has to be on him. But I would say that some of the support that he's gotten, I think, has hindered his ability to develop in the way that he should have coming off an MVP season.
I have a question, but I will let you finish your neutrals and your winners and losers. So, but we'll double back after.
Hell.
Yeah. Let's go.
Money. And then I'm neutral on Cincinnati, man. Sometimes I feel good about Joe Burrow, and other times I feel like the organization just will never give him what he needs, and it's sad. It's a tough spot. I've watched the first few games of this man's career, and I left.
AJ Green is terrible,
and that's the thing.
AJ Green is a shell.
Giving you little to no effort. Dropped a few really catchable passes that he never would have dropped before.
Shout out to T. Higgins though.
Exactly, but and what's his name? Their running back playing pretty well right now.
Oh, Joe Mixon.
Giovanni Bernard has missed the last 3 games.
Before that, he was balling though.
He was.
I'll never say shout out to Giovanni Bernard ever in my life. You'll never hear me say that.
No, you have to because of the longevity. The fact that he's still playing.
All right, bro.
He'll start for the Niners.
All right, bro.
Oh, don't say that.
Sounds crazy. Going over to the field level family, man. I'm letting y'all done for the night. I'm about to fire everybody. Rory says surprise, Dolphins, let down, Vikings, neutral, Jets.
Neutral?
Neutral.
Yeah, hey, Rory, I'll let that go kind of fast. How's you neutral about the Jets, Rory?
Explain that. That should be the all caps let down. Explain that one, please.
Neutral because they don't move, pass the ball, or run the ball effectively at all.
Rory, you're gonna have to effectively tell me why the Jets is neutral. Greg comes in and says Vikings let me down, so let's let down. The Browns are neutral, and the surprise is the Dolphins. I agree.
I agree. Absolutely.
Twan hopped in and said Miami for me as well. They balling.
Yep.
Then Rob comes back. Rob says Miami surprise, Patriots let down, neutral on Houston. They got to give my man Deshaun some love, man, for real. Miles comes in and says surprise, Steelers let down Philly. It's a good one.
I don't know if I'm let down by Philly.
Me neither.
You got to be let down by Philly. You
What?
got to be.
Why? Why?
You love
They were bringing Deshaun Jackson back. They drafted Jalen Reagor. That defense in the last few years has been solid, especially that defensive line. Carson Wentz was supposed to take a step forward this year and coming back and doing something good. Miles Sanders had a good year. Brought back Boston Scott. This was a team 2-3 years ago won the Super Bowl.
Everybody you just mentioned though is hurt.
So you were let down.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe I'm thinking of let down. Like, okay, I'm let down, but they got everything they have. Like the Cowboys is a big letdown because the only one that they missing is the quarterback, and everybody else still there. But the Eagles, a lot of them not there. Like everybody you mentioned gone. Not to mention both their tight ends and almost their whole starting line.
Whatever. Anyway. Let's see. Roy, I still need that explanation on the Jets as well. But let's get into it, man. Let's jump into it. It's time. We're not going to do it anymore how I was doing it before. It will no longer be the person that gets all the games correctly. What it is now is the person that gets the most games right gets that field level merch, get that field level shirt, get that field level cup. Whatever it is, we ready to get it going. Y'all ready? I'm ready. That's Quan. That's CT. Y'all ready? Let's get it. First game on the docket, Broncos, Raiders. Broncos and Raiders. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I got the Raiders over the Broncos. In a more tightly contested game. Ooh, I'm interested to see. This is about to be I'm interested to see. Jerry Jeudy versus Henry Ruggs.
Uh-huh.
I want to see how that looks in the next coming, how that's going to look going forward. For me, Henry Ruggs has bust potential, but anyway, I got the Raiders over the Broncos.
Yeah, one of these days we're gonna have to dedicate a field level episode to just everything we disagree on because I'm not gonna sit here and say Ruggs is bust potential. But anyway, I'm gonna go Raiders, and I'm gonna go of a score of I'm gonna say 31-17.
31-17 Raiders. CT is on you.
Take the Raiders 24-17, and I agree with Pat. I think Henry Ruggs is a buster.
CT, hey, one of y'all gonna have to disagree from each other because the last time y'all agreed about this Chargers catch, y'all was both wrong. So y'all two agreeing ain't working out. Y'all gonna have to.
How's Henry Ruggs working out? How's Henry Ruggs working out? What did he do last week? What did that production look like last week?
He only had one carry for 10 yards.
And how many catches?
He had no catches.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Anyway, back to regular schedule programming. Greg comes back and says Raiders. Rob says Raiders. Chris comes in and says Broncos. Raiders stink.
Okay, see. Chris is picking games with his heart, not his brain. That's okay.
All right, Roy comes in and says the Raiders. Mom say Raiders. Chris takes it a step farther and says Broncos 31-7.
And what evidence do you have to tell me that the Broncos are only going to keep us scoring 7 and they're going to put up 31.
Here you go.
Crazy.
Here you
Matter
go.
of fact, I don't even want to hear the errors. It ain't going to make no sense anyway.
Well, he says Carr doesn't throw deep is dumb.
He can
Ruggs is lit.
Ruggs may not have a lot of catches, but Ruggs
Carr don't throw him the ball. Ruggs is good.
That is true. That is true. We're trying to figure that out. But Ruggs and Nelson Aguilar are averaging over 20 yards a catch. So how he not throw it deep, sir? I know you saw the highlights last week, Chris, of Aguilar catching a 50-yard. Come on, bro. Come on.
Jordy jumped in the party, man. Jordy said Raiders.
Right on, Raiders.
Well, that's because she's from Vegas.
That's okay.
that's all that is.
That's okay.
Chargers versus Dolphins. This is the hardest pick of the week for me. As anybody know, as the season has progressed, I have developed an affinity towards Goldilocks, Justin Herbert, but then I also got an affinity towards my man Tua Tagovailoa. He might say more me say. I'm gonna go Dolphins 24-14.
I'm going Chargers on this one. I'm going Chargers because the Dolphins, in order to me, and this is my opinion, in order to really beat the Chargers, you need to have a running game to kind of keep Herbert off the field, and I can call them now a high-powered offense. Dolphins don't know who they have at running back right now. We know it ain't Matt Breida since he wanted to get out of SF so much. So I'm going with the Chargers on this one. I'm gonna go with a score of 38-21.
Chargers 38-21.
Yeah, I think the Chargers are gonna put up some points.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. Sure. Go ahead, CT.
What did Chris say, bro?
Comment line, bro. It's extra petty right now. I love it though.
Chris looking for Packs versus Packs and Packs, whatever my man was last week. Go ahead.
I'm taking Miami in this one. 21-17. You said that they don't have a run game. They have Tua. He can run the ball.
Whoa.
And I think Miles is going to be back this week, though, right?
Gaskin, yes. They did lose Preston Williams for a while, so that's a little alarming. He's been playing well for them, but I think Tua and the boys figure it out.
Right. And the Chargers defense, they did get rid of Desmond King, no Derwin James, and Devontae Parker. I mean, he's been having a year so far.
He's a guy.
Greg comes in, says Chargers. Rory says Chargers, and I gotta get somebody to kind of start putting these names down so I can remember this stuff. Anyway, Rob says Dolphins. Moms comes in and says
I can do that for you. Let me see.
It's all good. Chris got the Chargers 28-24. Miles says, can we get to the last game or not? We'll get there.
Wow.
Next on the docket, man, we got Bills versus the Cards. I am going to take. Sheesh, this might be the toughest one for me for real. I'm gonna take the Cardinals 27-24. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cardinals 27-24. I think Kyler Murray is gonna be a little too much for that defense. The Bills don't really have to play a quarterback like Kyler Murray ever. So I don't know. I'm interested to see how that defense does against Kyler Murray. So I got Cards 27-24.
I'm gonna go Bills, man. I think Josh Allen is hitting his stride right now, and I think this week he's going to use his legs a lot more. Seeing that the Cardinals' pass rush isn't nothing to really be worried about, and without Chandler Jones being there for the last, he ain't been playing these last few games. I don't think they got anybody that's going to be able to contain Josh Allen in the pocket. So I think he's going to take off with more conviction than just, oh, no one's open. I think they're going to have some design runs in there this week, in my opinion.
All right, you got the Bills. CT, what you got?
My heart says the Bills. I'd be interested to see how Kyler can play against them. I'm going to take the Cardinals on this one. I think that this is going to be a high-scoring game, and I think this, off of the emotional high that the Bills have from beating Seattle, I think they might succumb to some of the magical antics of this air-raided offense that Kingsbury delivers. So I think it'll be a tight one. It might be like a 42-35 situation.
Got you. Rory says Bills. Moms comes back and says Bills. Yeah. Greg comes in and says Cardinals. Bills won't sweep the division. Chris has Cardinals 31, Bills 28. Miles says the Cards. Rob says the Cards. Jordy says the Bills. Oh, she didn't switch to YouTube. He was on Facebook. Now you're on YouTube. Let's see what you're doing there. And my pop said it's going to be a tie.
Hey, yo, this is actually a good matchup as far as on the perimeter, because I'm sure Trey White is going to follow D-Hop.
Yeah. I just don't know. Yeah, he will.
That'd be a good little matchup.
Look for Christian Kirk to have another big game, though. Look for Christian Kirk.
Looks up on you.
Yeah,
That could be true.
And Larry, and let's go next game on the docket: Seahawks versus the Rams. I think this could be a really, really good one. I got to go Hawks here, and I don't think it's going to be close. I got Hawks by a lot. I think I'm going to go Seahawks 28-14.
Ooh, this is actually the toughest game, I think. I know you said the other one for you was tough. This is the toughest one for me. I don't know. The Seahawks defense is garbage. And the Rams, they're just not convincing. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I don't feel confident about this at all, but I'm gonna give the edge in this game to the Rams solely because they're gonna ask Russ to do everything all over again because they have no running backs. Pete Carroll came out. Go ahead.
Does Jalen Ramsey follow DK?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not saying he'll stop DK, but it ain't gonna be no cakewalk. But Pete Carroll came out today and said in his presser that Carlos Hyde is still not running right now, and he said Chris Carson has just started running the other day, and he said he's further along than Carlos is, but they're both not really where they need to be. So it's gonna be all Russ.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you got Rams, and what was the score on that?
I don't have one, but you know what? Let's just say it'll be 28-24. We'll do that.
CT, it's on you.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna choose the Rams because I want this to happen. I want the Rams. I'm sorry, I don't want them. The Rams will win this game.
So it don't even matter to me. Just beat up on each other.
Either a Rams win or a tie work for me, but I'll go with the Rams winning the game 17-14.
Low scoring. Okay.
Yeah, Aaron Donald's going to get after it. He's going to make things extremely challenging. And I think that the Rams have enough to produce some things, especially with the defense that Seattle provides, which isn't much. So I think they pull it out 17-10. 17-14, excuse me.
17-14. All right, Roy comes in. Roy says Rams. Greg comes in and says Seahawks. Russell Wilson bounce back game. Rob got the Hawks. Chris is on that same kind of time I'm on. He says Seahawks 45, Rams 7.
Chris also said DK the best receiver in the league.
Right now he is.
No, he's not.
Yes. What?
He's not, bro.
Y'all both saying he not?
He's not the best receiver in the league.
DK Metcalf today is not the best receiver in the NFL.
Not right now.
It looked like it last week.
Oh my God! What is y'all smoking? Let me see.
Hey, Pro Football Focus tells me the receiver with the most yards.
Oh, y'all different. Y'all different. No, y'all different.
Bro, we're talking about he had 3 games where you're like, man, he's nice. I didn't jump.
DK Metcalf literally right now is unguardable. There's nothing you can do with DK. There's nobody in the league right now that you can line up. Name one corner right now in the NFL that you'll line up against DK and he'll lock him.
I will answer that question after Sunday.
You don't answer no questions later. Answer my question right now, B. That's what I'm asking.
He playing Ramsey on Sunday. Let me see what's going on.
DK is the best receiver in the league right now, and it's not even close to who's next. DK is that good right now. DK is literally that good right now.
He is that good, but he's not the best in the league right now.
Who? Let me. Who else?
I still think D Hop the best right now. If we talking right now,
bruh. Come on, bruh. D Hop is nice. I'm never gonna take away from D Hop. D Hop is nice, but not right now though.
He's better than Devontae Adams.
Who, DK right now? Yes.
You know what? Look, we can. This is a stupid argument. This is a stupid argument because
it's a dumb argument because y'all sound dumb. Let me tell you something right now.
We sound dumb.
If you take DK Metcalf off of the Seahawks right now, are the Seahawks as good as they are?
Possibly. The
all
Seahawks.
Right,
listen, hold on.
Hey,
the Seahawks
that good last year, bro, and they were still nice.
He was a rookie.
Look, bro. The Seahawks was making the playoffs before they got DK.
Right.
If you take Devontae off of the Packers, we know what's gonna happen. We seen it. We seen it. What are you talking about?
We seen Devontae not play no games. We see Devontae not play games this year, and Packers still won. Yes, we seen that. You're right. We did see that.
We also seen Seattle without DK still make the playoffs every year.
I'm talking about right now.
Oh,
I'm talking about right now in the NFL. Watch the games.
I know what you're thinking. You thinking because I have a hatred for Seattle, I wouldn't give him the title.
No,
if he was the best, I would.
I'm thinking because y'all dark skinned right now. You hating. I don't know. You got light hair.
Bro, look at the comment section. Chris just answered your question. Chris answered your question. Chris said, "You said what corner has locked up DK?" He just answered it right there in the comments.
I wouldn't even say that. I would not say that. Not gonna happen. Anyway, let me go back to this. Mom say the Seahawks. Mom say Hawks. Russell bounce back, and DK I have 2 touchdowns. The Rams clock management is terrible. More opportunities for Russ. Roy talks about Aaron Donald versus that O-line. Chris says DK is the best wide receiver in the NFL. Jordy comes back and say the Hawks. Chris comes back and say, preach, Pat. Can I get an amen somewhere? Anybody? Miles comes back and says Quan and CT are smoking green tea. Because obviously they got to be smoking something. DK abused Trey White and Gilmore this year. DK nice, but I agree with them. He's not the best. Greg, you're a Vikings fan.
Wow, okay? That's what we doing. Chris said 3 catches, 28 yards. Is that good, Pat? Is that good? Can I interest you in that?
That's not good.
Especially for Peterson, because I know how you feel about him, Pat.
It's not good.
Okay, then.
It's not. But y'all really like let's talk. Like y'all really feel like because I mean y'all, if y'all really feel like that, I can, we can have a conversation about it. But I can't believe, I refuse to believe that you two gentlemen that I respect, that I believe have a great football acumen, that are knowledgeable about the sport. I just can't believe that y'all would say that DK Metcalf today, right now, is not the best wide receiver in the league. Because if you want to talk about people getting locked up, Xavier Howard just held D Hop to 3 catches for 30.
It'd be like that.
Oh, now it'd be like that.
Okay, look, real talk, because we have a good acumen. See, DK is top 3 right now in the league, and he's not number 3. He's not number 1 though. He's number 2.
These is cold, bro.
So you gonna tell me right now that if I had a draft right now, I'm drafting, right? You wouldn't take DK Metcalf as your first wide receiver today?
Well, I would, but I mean, we're not talking about what I would do. We're not talking about what I would do. You
couldn't do that.
This argument is about numbers. This argument is about numbers. And
it's not about numbers. It's about who's the best.
I consider it, but
is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? If that's the case, okay. If that's the case, then Derek Carr the best, because it's about what I think. I'm
good. I don't have to take him. He's good though.
Thank you. It's about what I think. Derek Carr the best quarterback now. Not what I think. If it's about what I think and not about numbers.
You want to talk numbers? You want to talk?
That's my opinion.
Are we going to talk number talk? Like what we talking about right now?
It needs to be a balance between what you see with your eyes and what you're doing on the field. And you have to
DK Metcalf today is ranked number 2 in the league in yards.
Who's number 1?
Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
Not only that, but how about this? Stephon Diggs, I'm sorry, we're taking a brief pause because they talking crazy. Stephon Diggs has 63 receptions on 91 targets for 813 yards. DeAndre Hopkins is ranked number 5 with 734 yards.
Mm-hmm.
With 60 receptions.
Mm-hmm.
DK Metcalf has 43 receptions for 788 yards. Almost 20 receptions less than DeAndre Hopkins.
That's because Russell over there throwing bombs over.
It don't matter about that.
It is. What you mean?
That matters.
Okay, wait. I have a question. Didn't the Niners have a chance to
DK Metcalf tied for second in the league in receiving touchdowns.
Okay. Who's first?
No, it's him and
Tyreek Hill.
Oh, okay. I don't know, man. Look, he is, to me, he's the number 2 receiver in the NFL right now. He's just the number 1. Sorry.
I think Devontae is the best receiver in the league, route running all together, personally.
So you just jumped over everybody and went straight over to Devontae.
He been hurt.
Right.
I'd like to see if they had the same amount of games played this year, what it would look like stat-wise.
I don't trust nothing Chris saying in the comments because Chris will still tell me Brady's the GOAT after last week. Don't want to hear it.
He is still the GOAT after last week.
He ain't the GOAT right now.
I mean, you can't say he not the GOAT because of one game.
He not the best quarterback playing right now.
But what does that have to do with him being a GOAT?
He ain't the GOAT right now.
What are you talking about?
I'm mad right now. I'm just talking.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now. All right. Anyway, let's go. Let's hit this last game because y'all just blew my mind for a second. Miles says CT go to sleep.
I am tired, but maybe later.
And then Miles said, once you go to sleep, I'll tuck you in.
Anyway, love little bro.
Niners and Saints.
Here we go.
So this is okay. So this is it. I do believe that the Saints will win this game, right? But there's also a situation where sometimes the game that you're supposed to win, you take a look. Like I do kind of have that feeling like the Niners kind of can potentially play upset. Kind of how who was that the Niners played last year? Was it Atlanta? Atlanta, where they had no business losing to Atlanta last year.
I was there
and lost that game. I do kind of feel like this could potentially be a situation where I'm picking the Saints, but I'm not ruling out the situation where if the Niners kind of play upset in this moment.
You got a score?
I don't want to say a score, no.
Okay. Let's go Saints, man. Saints gonna win this game. I don't think it'll be close at all. I think the Niners do score though. That's about it.
Go, bro. Okay.
That's it.
CT, it's on you, man.
I say Sleepy CT predicts the Niners pick out the win.
Oh gosh.
24
34
21. 24-21.
20.
Robbie
Okay.
Gold will beat the black and gold. Thank you.
I wish you wouldn't have did that.
Oh man.
I really, really wish you didn't do that.
I did it for Miles, my little brother.
All right, man. Let's go. Jordy said the Saints, but she only said that because Miles is her roommate. Greg says the Saints blow out 35-3. Greg, that's partially disrespectful.
No, because that's what I was thinking. I just didn't.
Like that's like right now, Greg. Like I'm kind of questioning.
Shout out to Greg.
Oh no, like that's low key disrespectful. 35-3. Like we're not that bad. Like we're bad right now. We're not 35-3 bad. We're not 35-3 bad. My mom said the Saints. We all know who her favorite child is. Rob comes back.
Wow.
Rob comes back and says the Saints. Miles says, I agree with Pat. The score will be 42 to 28, but it is a trap game in that same context too. Chris says Saints 50, 40. Foles those 4 interceptions.
He better than Jimmy right now.
If I picked against the Niners and won, that merch would be tanked. Niners for the win. All right, Roy, I respect it. Jordy says them 49ers not scored.
Ooh.
Rough.
Hey, is this really a trap game? Because the Niners record is 4-4, correct?
4-5.
4-5. Is this really a trap game? Like, to me, a trap game is like what the Steelers did last week going against the 2-win Cowboys. That's more of a trap game than this one. I don't think this one is a.
I think it's a trap game just simply off of the amount of bodies that the Niners are missing.
I mean, but you're gonna have a lot of all your offensive guys there except Jimmy, right? Oh,
No.
your running backs. My bad. Your running backs, right?
Nope.
Yeah, all the running backs is gone. I don't even know. I don't think Debo playing.
I think Mostert might play. I saw something that said.
He already out. He got ruled out.
Oh, I saw something say he might play. Okay, he's out there. Okay.
Debo not playing. Mostert not playing. Kittle not playing. Jimmy not playing.
Is Bourne playing?
Kendrick is playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quan Dad on his way.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all, man. That's all we got for tonight. We got all these people down. I don't know. We might have them down. We'll go back and rewatch the show and get all the predictions for all the people so we can have who will actually win the merch. So if one of y'all, CT, you gonna do that for us when you get a chance? Sure. Appreciate you, C. My guy. But yeah, we got it like that. That's all we got for tonight's show, man. I'm happy. It took us a while to get through this one tonight. We was talking a little bit. But that's all, man. We'll be back with you guys. No Monday night, right? No, Monday night is who's Monday night, y'all?
Tell you in 2 seconds.
Monday night, Minnesota, Chicago. So we'll be back Sunday night to talk to y'all about what happened.
Nick Foles is a letdown. Just had to throw that in there before we get off.
Be back Sunday night to talk to y'all about what happened in them games, man. Y'all make sure that y'all follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. Make sure that y'all are subscribing and turning on your notification bells on this page. Also, share it, man. Tell somebody about the field level, man. Tell your mama, tell your pops, tell your girlfriend, tell your sister, tell your side chick, tell your other chick, and make it happen, man. Let's get this field level name out there, spread it across the sports nation, so to speak. So yeah, this is the field level. I'm Pat. That's CT. That's Quan. We love y'all. It's the field level. Over and out. Tuesday.
Raider Nation.